You're watching the Coyote Man Show Relationships. Dog bust my head where it's better to be loved than to get your head busted. Hosted by Ramsey Amadei, Uncle Shelton, and the Coyote Man on the Coyote Man Show Network.
Welcome to the show. I'm the Coyote Man. This is my host, Ramsey Amadei, and my other host, all the way in Florida, Uncle Sheldon. And I'm also here with the Bust Your Head crew. We got JB on Wise.
Yeah.
We got Monica. We got Sonji from On the Edge. We got Shaw, my sister Shaw. She handle your credit, she handle your taxes. And we have Jackie, the Soul Snatcher. Well, that's what we heard. Now, today we're going to be talking about dating blurs, or how things get blurry while you're dating. Or should you date actually at all? Or if you're going to date, how should you date? What type of questions should you be asking when you're actually looking for somebody? Or should we be doing a courting process? What should we be doing? What should we be trying to find out? So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna snap into it, and I believe we're gonna start off with Shaw. So Shaw, if you was actually dating, right?
Okay.
Where should your first date be? To not end up, in the boom boom room.
Well, I think the first relationship is out in public, and I would say maybe at a restaurant where you can be able to communicate and talk and get to know one another.
Now cut down the music a little bit.
Okay.
Now let's examine this,
Okay.
right? So we're out in the restaurant.
Right.
And you're saying it so we can talk. Now, what type of restaurant are we talking about? Are we talking about Burger King, McDonald's? Or are we talking about the Cheesecake Factory?
Okay, the Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake
Her
Factory.
legs is up. Her legs is up.
Burger King.
Burger King, okay.
No.
She's not saying no Burger King.
Oh, she's not saying Burger King?
No, she's not.
What Cheesecake Factory is not that.
It's not that expensive.
No.
Not really for somebody of your standard.
Or
Okay.
Outback. Outback's not that bad.
Outback.
Yeah.
Outback. We might be going Outback. So we're gonna do this.
TGI Friday. Okay.
We're gonna do this a little bit. We're gonna do this a little bit differently. Uncle Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna deal with Shaw right now.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Then we'll go on. You know what I'm saying? What you have to say what Shaw just said?
Is he on?
Yeah.
I'm kind of lost for words. I
I got lost for words.
about what she just said.
Yeah, what she said. Is that would you agree that's a good place to have your first date without having to go to the boom boom room?
No.
I said I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean that's not ain't like she said Ruth Chris or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's
Okay.
like
Right.
Okay.
Ruth Chris. Now, granted, I'm gonna be real with you. You go to Ruth Chris, you can forget all about that innocent crap. Ruth Chris, I better be getting this some cake later. You know what I'm saying? I better be getting some cake.
And this is
later.
a good
Ruth
guy.
Chris, that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? That's a little different. Because Ruth Chris is where you go on the anniversary, you know what I'm saying? Or taking wifey birthday type thing, whatever. When you come at me directly with some Ruth Chris and we on like the second conversation, hold up, chief. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? I think I mean, Ruth Chris, that's gonna be a little heavy on the wallet. So you know what I'm saying? I value your cookies. But I think that's a fair exchange because you came at me with the Ruth Chris situation. You know what I'm saying? You didn't say TGI Fridays. You didn't say every Tuesdays. You know, you ain't say nothing like that. You know what I mean? when you said Ruth Chris, that's a little different. So yeah, I'm cool
Got
with Outback. I'm cool with
Got
Outback.
you, Uncle Shaw. Ramsey. So Ramsey, what you feel about what Shaw said to not end up in the boom boom room?
I mean, I don't think the location determined that. You know, that can happen anyway. No matter.
I agree.
Smooth like that.
It depends.
Yeah, we not really talking about you, bro.
Right.
Yeah, we ain't talking about.
I mean,
we ain't talking about that
I'm just talking about intentions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It just matters on the intentions. I mean, I think the main thing is about, you know, being at a location where y'all can have the open communication, right? And that communication can lead to any path.
Okay.
Right. So I feel like it don't really matter. You know what I mean? I know normally it's a dollar amount we're talking about, right? But I mean, like I said, that all really break down to the intention. Like I said, it don't matter if we going to Ruth Chris or if we walking in the park.
Right.
It's about the conversation and the communication.
Now, some people feel, you know, that if they spent a certain amount on this meal, right? That's, you know, like, I know my mom, for example, she wouldn't let people pay for her meal, right? And she would say, well,
I mean, that would definitely set intentions clear.
Yeah, because
but that still don't mean that.
Yeah, it don't mean that. But I'm saying she kind of like setting her intentions clear. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying the other way around is a bad thing, because I done took people out and it wasn't nothing like that. But I'm just saying nowadays how it kind of is.
Right. I just don't feel like it's a dollar amount to place on that, because you kind of devalue the whole situation.
Okay.
By doing that, right?
Yeah.
You know, but I do understand the intentions. There's certain things that, you know, you just shouldn't do right out the gate anyway.
So Shaw wants some clarity.
So
Shaw, you with what's
out the gate? Okay, what? Okay, explain this out the gate.
Okay.
So
she hasn't dated in a long time.
I haven't. Yeah,
so it's different.
Right. At first.
but often I'm just saying that, you know, I'm saying off the intentions, right? If the intentions is like you said, if the dude is thinking in his head, if I spend a certain amount, then something got to go down. Then he don't got no business going to Ruth Chris the first night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, and depending on her mindset, that should be the case too. If she's in her mindset, well, I'm definitely not doing such a, you know, she got a list of what she not doing. It should also be another list of what she not doing, or where she not going.
Maybe she should go to Starbucks.
You know, it still should be an opening, ice breaking type of situation.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's not to get inside of his,
not
to get inside his pocket, or for him not to get inside of her.
See, that's the thought there. That's the thought there. Not to get inside his pocket, and him not to get inside her pocket. Right.
It's all about getting inside of the mind at this point, right?
So Shaw, but you're a little safe. You didn't got a little a little back and forth on the balance of your place of Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
Just don't show your toenails up the Ruth Chris. Now, Jackie, what do you feel?
So if I'm going to get to know somebody, I would prefer to go out for coffee or something like that. Because it's no distractions on how much is being spent. But I dated for the first time last year, and he took me to the Prime Rib because that was his favorite place.
I got you.
And no cookies was exchanged.
Did he leave with his soul?
He left with his soul, and we had great conversation. But again, that wasn't something I asked for. That was something he wanted to do for my birthday.
Okay. It was your birthday too?
Last year.
Okay. So keep talking. That's why we couldn't
That
find
was my first date. Let me clear this up. That was my first date in probably 30 years.
Okay. So you talking about
the last date?
She had
Prime Rib.
It was and this is another thing, and I think people have to be mindful of that. The way you start is you have to be consistent. So if you started with the Prime Rib, I'm not saying you can't downgrade, but what I'm saying, you started me right there, right? So the next date we went to, where was it? It wasn't the prime rib, I can tell you that. That's funny, we went to Bonefish. That was the second. It was nice, but I'm saying it was.
Yeah, it went down.
Next time she's going to end up in another case. Right, and so that was the thing. But again, whatever. I got a question though. It was my birthday, so it was a special occasion.
So the first time he took you to say it again.
The prime rib.
Okay. And then he took you to the prime rib, so he's talking to you through another type of language.
Oh wait, let me tell you about the date though.
To the next one, right?
He done paid the man to play the piano, to sing happy birthday for me. He had like a dozen of roses. But then we've been friends since high school.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But the next one he sent you.
The Bonefish.
To Bonefish. Now,
somebody is having
after he sent you the Bonefish, right? What was the next restaurant?
The next. We went on a picnic.
You went. See,
but that's nice. That's what I like.
I'm not saying it's not nice. I'm just saying.
I'm
not saying it's not nice. I'm just telling you the financial obligation decreased.
It definitely did. But are you saying, and I'm asking this question to the men, are you saying that if you all took a woman to a nice restaurant, y'all expecting some snatch?
Well, I'm going to tell you this, like, we ain't the people that really asked, you know what I'm saying? Because we would be the exception. Right. But the rule, the rule they do. Mm-hmm. So it's like I got too many questions. So it's like, so you can't use me. All men ain't worried about all those questions.
Right. Well, Jay.
Right. What you say?
I'm asking Jay.
Yeah, that's Jay.
Go ahead.
Jay on the spot. If you took someone to a nice restaurant, are you expecting some goodies at the end of that date?
He a good guy too.
He seems like a good guy.
I would think so. If you paying somebody for the piano and you getting prime rib.
No, we ain't talking about We're not talking about Jackie Express.
Come on,
that's a different story.
We're not talking about
Jackie. Take Jackie out of it and put
them legs talk. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about Jackie.
They would expect that.
Yeah,
but in that situation, because it was his favorite restaurant, I offered to pay my own check. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, "This is your birthday."
That's different.
So that's different. I always take money because I don't want anyone to assume that you're getting something.
I got you.
On the birthday,
I got you.
But my birthday, I mean, I thought it was different, but that's the only, that was the only thing. Took me to the restaurant, had the piano playing. It was romantic. I mean, I didn't have a whole shebang, but I'm just saying.
You ain't have a whole shebang. What would be a whole shebang?
Right. What was missing?
Like that.
What was missing?
Nothing was missing. It was great conversation.
Sparks? Something was missing.
No, it was sparks, but we were just getting to know each other. It was sparks. It was definitely sparks.
Did you kiss him?
I think we ain't hearing the whole story.
Did you kiss him?
He kissed me on the cheek.
He kissed you on the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm just playing. So, Sonji.
Wow.
Trying to keep it clean.
We want the third one. We want the third date.
The
picnic. Oh, the picnic. The picnic was
the
really.
Fireworks come with the picnic.
The fireworks definitely came because it was thoughtful.
Behind the bushes.
No, I'm a voyeur, so I like to be seen.
Okay, come on. Like to be seen myself.
We know.
People know too much about you.
They don't know like that. You know what I'm saying?
I like a little mystery in my man.
Okay. We're going to have some mystery tonight.
Jay was getting ready to say something.
So if you expect something, on that date as a man, you come off as being thirsty.
I agree.
So
yeah.
Hey, I'm not expecting, hey, we here to learn each other, explore each other. So let's enjoy the night. And especially you take them to a nice restaurant, you here to enjoy the food.
Yeah, and the food was excellent.
So Jay is saying, I suggest you stay with just a 4 order of fries. so.
That's what I'm going to mind. I loved your story, Jackie. It was beautiful.
Nice story.
You know what I'm saying?
Very nice.
Okay. Very nice
story.
Nice story.
It didn't end up with,
he didn't get anything.
Because something wasn't right, like they said, but we'll talk about that.
The picnic now.
Yeah.
The picnic was a little different.
What did his soul get snatched?
Yeah.
I
just said basic stuff. It's the picnic. I was turned on. I'm outside. I like to.
So because
Jackie,
we got it because he didn't take the next step.
He did take the next step.
Yeah, okay.
On the third date.
You don't want to get too far on that picnic.
Did we make it to the 4th date?
He didn't get the
Okay.
date.
All right.
Fourth day, she was pregnant.
You know
she had a son.
The 4th date.
But I like the progression.
It was a progression,
of the whole thing.
right?
I really
Yeah.
do. These days it don't go like that. It's just first
true.
day by chicken box.
Chicken box.
And
chicken
a
box.
half and half iced tea. And you back
Jumbo
in that
half
room
and half.
somewhere.
Jumbo half and half. Oh, we can get an upgrade. Yeah, we can upgrade.
Jumbo half and half.
Yeah.
We call them chicken box hole. They just do, they out and they giving it up.
So
but back to me. So, all right, what's your question, sir?
My question is, so you won't end up in the boom boom room. What date? How do you think the date should be? Where do you think you should go?
Well, on my show,
And how much did you
we
spend?
did try the restaurant thing, and Shelton was with us and witnessed the catastrophe of dates that we did. We just did a mock-up, and we really got into it, and it didn't go too well. Just having a restaurant date. Because,
right.
Because the person, you can really tell how a person is by how they treat the help. Mm-hmm. You can tell how a person is and how we order our food.
Yeah.
Some people, when they order their food, they're really aggressive and can I replace this with this and do this, that, and it's a whole lot of rigmarole going on. They're gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they get angry about everything. My spoon has got spots on it. And I understand that, but they make a big deal out of it.
I need a cup of hot water.
I need a cup of hot water, kid. Don't put no lemons in it. And they just go through all these changes with the waitress and things like that. So that does make it. But your date, that's why I was so impressed with yours. Because
it was nice. It was really nice.
Very well.
Until he tried to speak French.
Oh, he tried to speak French?
He tried, and he messed it up. He asked for to see the drink menu, and he says silver, but it's s'il vous plaît.
S'il vous plaît.
Yeah.
He says
he says silver. And I was like, did he just try this? That's what I'm saying in my mind.
Know what
but I appreciate the
effort.
effort.
Do you think it was a representative in that situation?
It was the representative.
She got the representative.
It was definitely the representative because he changed.
But in my case, I won't get the representative. I get the real deal Holyfield of the person. You know what I'm saying? Showing off and embarrassing in front of the public, right?
Over there. Why are you dancing?
A real conservative. So I wouldn't like that kind of thing if I go out on a date. But that was a catastrophe, the restaurant thing. So we want to try. I would try, like you guys said, the coffee shop.
Yeah.
But in your coffee shop conversation, it's like we had a show earlier today. It's like, how do you ask certain questions that you want to know without being so direct and ignorant and sounding like you're just in an interview? You know what I mean? You have a natural conversation with somebody that you're trying to get to know at a coffee shop. You're still dealing with their representative. You know what I'm saying? So most of the time when we got to know people, it was at a party, it was at an event. It was like we're out hanging out. We might be just outside in the park. She said, like your park probably would have been the first thing. Would have been awesome. I would have preferred
that to be my first.
Your first date. That park would have been an awesome date for her because he would have had his guards down and he would have been in nature.
And it's more personable.
And it's personal. Maybe I would have loved to do the picnic.
Yeah.
I would have loved to do the picnic. I think the coffee shop is going to be real phony. I got to check body language, see if he's telling the truth, if he's lying and things like that. And I don't want to go through that. And I don't want to seem like I'm interrogating this individual just to get to know them. Phone conversations, that helps.
Yeah.
So you're saying where he takes you can translate into how the relationship is going to turn out. So,
well, it can translate on whether or not they're going to be honest. Or I'm going to deal with the representative. If I'm going to deal with the balance, I might not get balance out of the situation. I might get the crazy side of them that day, and I don't mind learning different parts of a person. But in the beginning, if I'm learning and I'm getting all crazy, I'm marking you in the crazy box. I'm checking yes for crazy. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a person that's sound in the mind and balanced. So I don't need crazy. I don't want to check you off.
But you don't always find that out.
I would say the picnic, like you said.
Yeah, the picnic is definitely awesome. Because everybody's letting their guard down.
Yeah, the picnic is
awesome.
But a bunch of games.
Now I say this to what she said, like, because I thought about it while y'all was saying it. Even though I would be very careful about letting men pay for things nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're really dealing with a real decent guy. Even women, if they pay too much for stuff, I know my wing is in the wing, you know. So it's
true.
Yeah, so it's like I'm expecting it. She didn't took me on a trip. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'm performing on that trip. So but on another level, all jokes aside, when I was listening to y'all, and a coffee shop can be phony. A restaurant will at least let you know some qualities of the person. Like you can learn enough in a restaurant to learn if you even want to deal with this person anymore.
Indeed.
Because how they respond to the waiter, I don't care about you want your fork clean. That's cool, but how you want it clean, like how you respond to the person. Like if you do too much, you're gonna do that same thing to me. You know,
That's true.
so how you deal with somebody if they make a mistake. That's some of the things that you can actually learn there. Sometimes in a picnic scenario, we can put on our best performance, right? And I think when you interacting with other people, sometimes your natural self come out.
Yes, it does.
Because you just old habits are kind of like hard to break.
Yes, they are.
So I think that's a restaurant is a good way to a degree. But you just be respectful and you understand stuff. You know, some women used to tell me I always come with enough money to pay for my own meal, you know? And then some women will say, hey, listen, you know, I could get this, you know? And the person be like, oh, no, blah, blah, blah. But if it's too expensive, you know, you got to question, hey, I don't know this dude like this. You know what I'm saying? This ain't somebody I'm actually with like this. This ain't my boy, you know? This ain't somebody I should be taking these type of chances with, and vice versa. Because some people will, if you're not trying to do certain things, you should watch the gifts that you actually get. You know, we know the line of a gift, you know, and the value of certain things, right? So I mean, we can't act like we don't understand the value of something or what somebody is doing something for, you know. And then some people do want they like your time. They like spending your time. This guy, it ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? He gonna spend his money anyway, type of thing. He going, it's nothing to him like that. But still amongst yourself, you gotta be like checking it because everybody is not gonna be like that. Everybody gonna be a Chris. Everybody ain't gonna be a Coyote. You know what I'm checking his list, checking his twice, trying to find out who naughty and nice. You know, everybody ain't gonna be like that. You know, some people are hunting.
Yeah,
and that is the fishing rod, and they figure you know what this
on the hunt.
You know what this circumstance actually is. So it's like we're gonna go to Monica and ask Monica, what do you think is a legitimate? And we're not talking about somebody you know. We're talking about somebody you don't know that's just like you.
Yeah.
What do you think is a legitimate circumstance?
So you know my theories are always out the box. And I just think we overthink it too much.
Okay.
I think that we put too much thought into the cosmetics of what something should look like all the time. So if I go out on the first date and he spends $1 million on me, if this is the vibe we're feeling and we're good and he's good and I'm good, I don't think if the expectation is I'm gonna invest this $1 million in you because I'm gonna pay for it, right? Then why not? Because a lot of times we sleep with people who ain't give us nothing but a chicken box anyway. So if he gonna give you the $1 million dinner and he expects you to get it at the end of the day, I might want it too. So why should I have to play this innocent girl role because the stigma says I shouldn't give it up on the first night? I may really have invited you to this place so you can spend this money so you can expect that I give it to you, because I might want to give it to you too. Or in the same thing, I may be feeling you to the place where I'm like, I want the chicken box and the half and half. I don't really want to go nowhere. I want to put my lounge clothes on and I want to get to know you and kick it. I want to Netflix and chill. I want to know if you can be my friend. I think it all depends on the person. I think that we have cosmetically placed things and situations in a box, and if it looks like this, then it should be this, and if it looks like that, then it should be that. I think that as adults, you know what you want. Me personally, I feel like what you see is what you get. I don't want any of the cosmetics. Like, if you're coming and you like, look, I'm trying to go out to dinner because I want a good dinner, because after this, like, I feel like I'm trying to smash. I can respect that, because I'm probably trying to smash too, the honest truth, because I don't want to waste my time with you because of the age that I'm at. I don't want to sit, I'm not sitting back at 42 like, oh, I just want to take you out on a date. I want to see what your personality is like. No, my discernment is good. By the time I finish texting you, we spend hours texting people. Once I give you my wordplay, I know where you are. And you don't got to keep having it. When I'm in my 20s, when I'm a teenager, I don't know who I am. So therefore, I'm trying to find you and me. But at 42, by the time I finish running some game where you only know 4-letter words, guess what? I know what you want. Burger King and a bend over. And if that's not what I'm feeling in that moment, then I don't want you. But if I go back and forth with some dialogue and you can exchange a good conversation with me, you may be educated, you may have the gift of gab, and if that's the case, I'm gonna run that with you too. Let me see where we at. But I think we just women have been placed in a place where we gotta put a lot of emphasis on where we should go and what we should do and what we should give out. And the truth of the matter is, honestly, we wanting to give it up too. We just want him to work hard, and sometimes I don't want him to work hard. Like, I want to see I want to see your raw nature. Like, if I work hard, what would you do for me? And if I don't work hard, what would you do for me? But we always want people to work hard, especially when it comes to men. Or we expect him to go leaps and bounds. And the truth of the matter is, you got $10 and a food stamp card and a prayer in your bag. Stop what you're doing. You knew what you knew. When he asked you to go XYZ, you knew what time it was. So I just think that we put ourselves in this place where it gotta look like, if he spend $50,000 on dinner, he gotta get something. I mean, well, why not? If you gave your boy, he ain't never gave you nothing, but you was giving him all type of goodies. So then if he gonna spend $1 million, give him something. That's the least you can do. Pay the man back.
Sound like something. You know what? I can't disagree with that at all. You know, not in the way she put it. But when we was putting it in the box, I need to clarify who we talking about. We talking about Nuck Nuck.
Right.
So the reason why it was in a box, because Nuck Nuck is a different type of character. Now, what you said is completely different. Correct. You know what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much like, if I'm feeling this, pretty much I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? I done already. I done gave this out for chicken and fries, you know what I'm saying? And for less, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much what Kevin Samuel said one time. This lady was like, well, I'm trying to hold out. I'm abstinent. He said, you what? He said, 3 babies that came out of you. You're blah, 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 blah. How you gonna lock up that vagina and expect all of this and this and that? Yeah. And I was just laughing at what he was saying, but I was thinking about it. Because it's like, it's a different scenario. This ain't like back in the day. If you was a virgin, you know what I'm saying, we talking about a different story. You know what I'm saying? If you are in a different place in your life, we talking about a different story, you know what I'm saying? Right. But like she said, she grown. She already knew when she was having a conversation what was going on. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like sometimes we act like we don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? When you're grown, you know, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely. You know what's up. Somebody spending some money on you and say, you know what's up. You know, like she said, you knew by the text. Like you knew before you even got to something. You knew before you even got to the actual restaurant. You knew on the text. You knew on the phone what was actually going on. You know what I'm saying?
Even if it's Nuck Nuck, the truth of the matter is, we put this big thing on the crazy nuck dude who don't treat you right, but we control the climate of nuck before he ever show up. Yeah. And the problem is, the thing about most nucks is they lay the pipe. And so then we crazy out there with Nuck, and now he controlling us emotionally because most Nucks get crazy and they give you that dope D. And so now you can't control your emotions. He's manipulating you and he's crazy. But from the door, we know who Nuck is. And now we take control of the situation. Like, look, Nuck, I know what you about. You got nothing to bring to the table. You mean no good. So I'm going to treat you that way. The problem is we try to make husbands and boyfriends and baby daddies out of Nuck. Like, what do you expect out of Nuck? Nuck is a pipe layer. Use him as a plumber and put him there. Call him on the business card when you need some plumbing done. But we're not baby father and Nuck. We're not boyfriend and Nuck. I'm not taking him to the family picnics. I'm not taking him around my friends. Nuck is a plumber. I picked the card up. Are you available? Yes. Goodbye, Nuck. I don't want to see you no more. But then we mess up Nuck. He was born like that.
And see, one thing about Nuck, you gotta watch dealing with Nuck because now it would be better to actually find yourself an alpha male that will lay the pipe. Because the difference between Nuck and an alpha male, they both lay the pipe, but one of them, somebody might be shooting in the house while the pipe is being laid. And you turn around and wondering, who's shooting in the house? I stole his stash or something, or something crazy like that. Now, alpha male, he laid the pipe. He laid the
right back, guys.
Something cut off. Okay.
You're watching the Coyote Man Show Relationships. Dog bust my head where it's better to be loved than to get your head busted.
We must secure our families. KFG Life Insurance Specialist is a company that partnered with 15 of the top life insurance companies to ensure you get the best pricing, knowledge, and products to suit your family needs. Some people believe that term insurance is better than whole life insurance, while others feel the complete opposite. Some may feel like universal life is the way to go, and others may feel it's better to have a whole life policy. The truth is, neither of the products are better. One just may be more suitable for your family. Our life insurance specialists are not biased, as they are partnered with several life insurance companies. This ensures our clients get the best pricing, education, and products that are suitable for their families. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist make these decisions easier for you and your family. Our office is located at Security Square Mall, next to Burlington, in the Coyote Man Show Network. Please call to make an appointment at 443-400-5224 or go to www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. That's www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist help you prepare your family in the present, because the future is not promised. Act now.
You're watching the Coyote Man Show Relationships. Dog bust my head where it's better to be loved than to get your head busted. Hosted by Ramsey Amadei, Uncle Shelton.
1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. And we back. And we was talking about Nuck and the alpha male, right? And I was saying it's better to get the alpha male, because the alpha male, you're going to get the same pipe as Nuck. He's still going to throw you against the wall, smash your head into the daggone rail, but without the gunshots, right? Because he got a business deal in the morning. He got
black eyes.
Without the black eyes when you say something the wrong way or something like that. You know, the alpha male ain't trying to go to jail. You know, he's trying to make another deal tomorrow. You know, now let's talk about this beta male for a second, the good one and the bad one, right? Sometimes the beta male is too compassionate for for the woman that was looking for Nuck or the alpha male. You know, because of the fact is, he don't want to break her, but she want to be broken. So he's always trying to pacify her feelings when she wants somebody to take charge. He's always, the bad beta is always lying to her, you know, because he thinks lying is the way that he gets where he needs to get. The good beta pretty much tells her the truth, but he tells her the truth that makes her feel comfortable, and he has accepted the comfortability of what made her feel comfortable, which to her eventually is a bunch of girly bullshit. So it doesn't make her feel like, you know? So that's why she'll go to Nuck, because Nuck seems like he don't give a freak, and the alpha male is not far behind him. The alpha male cares, but the alpha male is so confident in themselves that he gives off this type of flair. 80% of women mess with 20% of men for this reason. They really love the alpha male, or they love that hardness and that confidence in yourself type person. That person's agreeing with them every second and stuff like that. That's what they got girlfriends for. I mean, they're supported. They'll deal with it in a conversation, but not necessarily for their life. You know what I'm saying? It irritates them, you know, because they might be thinking their own self what they just said is crazy, and you sitting agreeing with them, you know. So
right.
It's like they're not feeling none of that. But beta men don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? They think when they hear women talk, oh yeah, yep, I understand exactly. See, I understand exactly what you said. And she said it sound good at first, but after a while she like, what? like I don't even know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I just said that because I felt like this. You know, I expected a man to say something different. So that's what happened. The beta men, y'all gotta understand. You know what I'm saying? You will not win any points from telling women lies and making them feel good about mistruths. It'll start off good, but it never ends right. You will be in the friend zone for the rest of your life. I'm gonna tell you. And she will be sleeping with the guy that she told you that was no good, because 80% of women mess with only 20% of men. They all want the same men. As we move on to the next thing.
Did everybody answer?
Yeah, we was only talking to y'all females. But, you know, because us males know when we already know. we already know. You know what I'm saying? Because see, a woman don't got to do all of that to get us to do anything. Yeah. She can breathe, you know, to get us to respond. And it just depends on what the situation is. You got men out here. Remember, if I said 80% of women mess with 20% of guys, then what happens to the other? What happens to the other percentage of men? The other percentage of men will take anything. They will deal with if it's breathing.
And they're the ones that we don't want. We don't want the ones that take anything. They got a whole bunch of medicine in their medicine cabinet.
We're going back to that.
Let's talk about it, because I don't think the beta men understand. So I think women need to explain it to them, because I done tried to explain it over and over and over again. By you agreeing with them and trying to lie to them and think that is winning you points, it doesn't win you points with a real woman, regardless of how the conversation seemed that it do. So I'm just gonna pass this to the women. You know what I'm saying? Why would you say that you don't want them?
What, a beta or a person that agrees with?
Well, I'm gonna say a bad beta, because a good beta. Give you a prime example. Beta in different areas. I just want to clarify. I just want to clarify this real quick, because sometimes I say this and it's untrue. Right? It's a good beta and it's a bad beta. A good beta is an alpha sometimes, and a good alpha is a beta sometimes, but a good one. Wow. Because an alpha can go under leadership, just as a beta can go under, you know, so an alpha becomes the beta. Say, for example, I got a brother named Harry. When I go and work for his business, I'm the beta. Right? It's not two alphas. We in full understanding that he's in charge of the pack. When we switch over, when he come here, I'm the alpha. Sheldon in the Coyote Man Show Network, I'm the alpha, but I worked for him on a job that he got. I was the beta. I looked at him and said, okay, what floor we got to go on to? Right?
So
but it's still dealing.
Yeah,
but then we got another type. We got another type of beta, right? Just like you got another type of alpha. This beta is that I'm talking about is a bad beta. He's a liar. He feels that he has to, in order to get women, he has to lie to them. He has to try to maneuver them. He's not sure about himself. So he got to do anything. He's hungry. He's thirsty. He's always chasing the poo-tang. He's always chasing it, right? And
in your example, you're saying like in the case of a man telling a woman lies, or maybe even commenting, obviously like the work husband type.
Yeah.
Yes, dear. Okay.
The work husband. He's somebody that at the job that always has an ear about your relationship, which we always know that we're not supposed to talk about our relationship with anybody. But every once in a while, you get vulnerable, and then you get to have the work husband. He's the guy that's at work and always telling you he having issues with his wife. And so you guys share information, right? Oh, yeah, I have the same problem and blah, blah, blah. But all along, he's just trying to smash, right? Is that what you're talking about? So he's telling you all the different things about your relationship and your man and why you shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that. But his whole intentions is just to have sex.
Well, that's Mr. Sport Coat, right? But he's a beta too. But that's
the only ones
Mr.
I ever
Sport
deal
Coat.
with. They the only ones I ever deal with. Then you have the ones that come to you and be like, oh yeah, I heard this and I heard that, and try to break up what you already have.
Yeah, that's really beta. Like that's bad. Cause see, the alpha's supposed to spread his light so much that regardless of what you have, you know, somebody would want to join on to that. Like say like I wouldn't mind being one of yours. You know what I'm saying? But it's clear. Alpha don't have to be like, okay, oh, I don't have a person, or I don't. It just is. You know, this is what I am. And if somebody want to join a pack, a lion alpha, the other women don't check and see if he got a wife. They check the lion out. Oh, I like how he protect. I like how he do this. I like his group. I want to become a part of this pack or a part of this kingdom. That's an alpha. He don't got to sit up and lie to you about he don't got nobody, this, that. But then you got bad alphas too. You know, because they alphas, they in charge of stuff. They got money.
Okay, so to answer your question, I don't put any man in any type of categories. You know, I'm, as Monica states, I'm very discerning of people. So I if I see that how they express themselves is not the way that I would want my man to act, I don't want to have nothing to do with them anyway.
Yeah.
You follow me? Because I have standards myself. So I want my man to act a certain type of way, and any other men that are around me, if they don't act the way that I would want my man to act, I don't want them around me either.
How about if they listening to you, like how about if they're being like your girlfriend, like all right, your man is doing some stuff that you don't like. And they're that ear. That's
what I'm saying, like the work husband type person. You know what I'm saying? I would never sleep with that person. I would never, just to piggyback or to confirm what you're saying, I would never date that person. It's like the person, you remember the saying, if they bring a bone,
the dog that buries the bone carries the bone.
Right.
And you know how you can tell a difference, because that one that you're talking to that's like really serious though, he'll tell you the truth. So if you say something crazy, he'll be like, girl, that's crazy because it's so. He ain't gonna try to appeal to your foolishness. But the one is like, yeah, I would leave him. Yeah. Man, if I had a girl like you, that is the joint right there.
Exactly.
That's right there.
Yeah.
And I be telling them guys, friend zone.
Yeah.
But you know what though? They should be telling that to the man if they feel as though that particular man is doing something so bad. If they like really gave a damn, they'd be like, yo, you know, they would talk to the man and say, man, the man, you know, this is the situation. But if you don't think they should do that?
They are off code from the very beginning, so they're not going to come to a man. But see, a man know that men are not monogamous, so another man is not going to go to another man talking that crap he talk to females. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to tell, well, you know, she's a good. Well, that's for a guy to say to a girl that don't know a man's nature. That's not for a man to say to another man. A man ain't going to say that to another man. He'll say that to a female all day. He ain't going to say that to another man. A real man won't.
Well, next, because
I'm interesting.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. So you all don't have a brotherhood where
we have a brotherhood, right? But our brotherhood suggests certain things,
so you guys
right?
Tell each other that
we understand
things that satisfy your needs.
No, we understand. We understand.
That was some baiting, wasn't it?
We understand the nature of a man. So we're not going to go to a man and tell him to go against his own nature.
So y'all going to pacify each other?
No. It's a line we don't cross. See, men always
You're just not going to have the conversation.
No. Men always have an area of danger with each other. If we cross a certain line, we cross into that danger zone. Now, if I come to Ramsey talking about telling him how to control, I might tell him, wrap up. To protect yourself.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell a man that is naturally polygamous, right? That, hey, man, you can't be with nobody else but her. He going to, hey, what happened to you? Because he know good and well that is not natural. So being that is not natural, we're not having this conversation. That's a conversation that's had between Mr. Sports Coat and a female. Girl, if I was with you, I would never blah, blah, blah. I don't know why. You hear what he said? That's Mr. Sports Coat. That is not a man-to-man conversation.
But we open the door up for that kind of comment when we confide. Like the men I confide in are my family members, right? I'm not going to confide in a quote-unquote work husband because I know that's somebody that's going to talk against my foundation anyway because they already have ulterior motives. So I think when we confide outside of the relationship, we open our, as you say, our kingdom up to be torn apart. So why would I do that?
But then there's people who just observe your kingdom and may come to you and say, I don't think that's a cool thing to do because this, that, and the other. Because they don't understand what your kingdom is. So they may not actually even had a conversation with you. They just had a conversation with the men and may not agree, you know what I'm saying, with it. Or they sit right there and agree with it and then come out of it and be like, let me see if I can go over to these lioness and move them from the king and bring them over to me.
Right, but that still comes down to opening the door for that person to feel comfortable enough to come at you like that.
Because that's jealousy. Most of the time when a guy is going to look at your kingdom from the outside and actually make comments about your situation,
they will try you.
That's a jealousy spirit. Because if a person really wanted you, the best thing he could do is to be like, I want you. If a woman really wants you, the best thing that she could do is be like, I want you. She don't got to go around all these stuff, because when she go around all these steps, you start thinking, wait a minute, if she this maniacal, you know what I'm saying, what's gonna be next? You know what I'm saying? Well, it don't need to be like that. When it starts off with corruption, and most of the time
it's gonna end that way.
End with corruption. What you think, Shaw?
I definitely agree with what you're saying. And a lot of times the female opens the door and not realize, because sometimes they might be going through a breakup. And I have girlfriends, and I can tell when something's going on, they throw something on Facebook. I'm like, oh Lord.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yes, right.
And then you have people playing on that. They in the inbox like, and sometimes you open that door and not realize you open that door, and then you already vulnerable. You broke up with your boyfriend or whatever happened, or you all having problems. And that's when sport code or whoever comes in the DMs. That's what happens. They come in the DMs and, you know, they think, agreeing with everything he said. Yeah, I do understand. You know, if they shouldn't be doing this. And next to know is one thing you need to know.
That's not even a place for a male. And I'm gonna tell you that. I never could understand this Facebook crap, right? Okay. I could never understand how somebody air their business on Facebook like that. I think that's the most 16-year-old thing that you could possibly do. Now I know the show that I heard him make one of these gestures. So I think he got something to say.
You got something to say.
Oh, I mean, well, I'm gonna go back to the. Okay, there's been times where I had to, I would say, necessarily reality check my boy or my brothers, whatever the case may be.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They treading on lines or whatever, and it's like, ain't got nothing to do. I don't want your girl. You know what I'm saying? But dog, you wrong here. You stepping out. You stepping out. I'm not. If you want to go ahead and smash all you want to smash, leave her alone, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't. I don't know what she doing. I don't know what she doing or not doing. All I know is what you doing. And just going off what you doing, you ain't got no business in a relationship if you gonna carry it like that. Because you know she ain't about that. So don't even mess with it like that. Go ahead, get your smash on, let her go about her business. I will say that to my brother. Now, granted, I ain't gonna say that to Tyrone. I don't really know Tyrone like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and who's to say he's gonna even value my opinion to begin with? So it's like, it really doesn't make a difference. Tyrone gonna be Tyrone. But my brother, I wish Coyote would tell me some stuff, and I know who he dealing with. Like, yo, I'm on this. Yo, Coyote, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Your queen right there. You stay. If you want to still do some things, then you leave her alone. Do some things. I'm not supporting that. You know what I'm saying? You can smash all you want. If you want to go out and have a smash-a-thon, that's fine. If you gonna be single and have your smash-a-thon. Don't be up here perpetrating like you trying to be in a serious relationship with her, and she thinking it's only you with her, and it's actually you, her. That ain't cool.
And Sheldon, Sheldon would tell me that if right, but Sheldon know who I am. You know what I'm saying? And like Sheldon has certain views, you know, on where he's actually at, and then he knows where I'm at. You know, so it's like being that he knows where I'm at and how I think. You know what I'm saying, about culture, he knows where I'm at. And anything that I did personally ain't all out there. I'm not having all this communication. You know what I'm saying? I'm not having all these discussions. The only thing somebody gonna know about me is the person I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, they not gonna know. Now, if Ramsey might know, Sheldon might know certain things, you know what I'm saying? But everything is limited to what makes sense. What makes sense was building the kingdom. Now, if I was in, if I felt like, say, like monogamous feel, right? And it was like, okay, this is you and her. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's how men think. That's just the way it is. Then yeah, I could see that. You know what I'm saying? I probably would say to Ramsey if it was a situation, hey Ramsey, I would still tell him like if Ramsey was the type of person that would beat up on a female, or if Sheldon was the type of person that would beat up on a female. But if Ramsey told me, hey, this is my wife here and I'm about to take on another wife, I don't have nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? If he's saying, hey, I'm gonna go out here and sleep with these people right here, raw dogging, you know what I'm saying, and take that back home to the missus and play Russian roulette, I'm gonna say something. Because I wanna keep him alive and I wanna keep that woman alive. So it's pretty much in that avenue. We will say that, but we got lines, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got a line based on where their belief system is. You know what I'm saying? It's a limit, especially when it comes to men. The average man is not going to deal with another man like that, right? Now, if when going to Sheldon, if his friend is proclaiming to be monogamous, you know what I'm saying, that could technically a conversation that they would have, because that's what he proclaiming to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's in that scenario, so I can understand that scenario. How you feel about that, Ramsey?
I mean, what part in particular? We kind of that's what I'm saying. I don't know exactly like now. Because I was writing notes, but it kind of went a lot of different places. So, right now, I can speak on all of it, but I want to get specific. Let's get, ask me something specific so I can get into it.
Okay, so let's go back to even when we was talking about talking to your man, your boy about like stepping out or dealing with somebody else.
Right. I guess it depends on the codes that everything is set up on. Right now, we talking about if he's married, right? If he's in a married situation, you know what I mean, and we feel like that situation is solid, right? Now, if he's making an irrational decision, then I'm gonna speak towards that. I'm gonna balance that out. Now, like you said, now if he has other plans where he's like, okay, well, I'm about to bring on other wives to the situation. That's based on his codes that he set up. Yeah, it's nothing to go against that, right? But if it's like I said, so if it's something like I'll speak to correction, whatever's outside of that code, because even that, like I said, he can have multiple wives and still be stepping out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and just be slinging shit everywhere.
Yeah,
that ain't
raw.
Cool. You know what I mean? We definitely don't deal with no abuse of women. Right. So if he's anything abusing women, especially black women, I'm gonna have a serious issue with that. Matter of fact, we ain't friends no more.
Right. That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But so it's different. Depends on the code. So if it's outside of the code, then we definitely won't correct that.
Okay.
But if it's something that's within the code, especially even if it's within that person's code, as long as it don't disrupt with my codes. And I'm not in the prying in nobody's business. We all grown folk, but correction is correction when it's needed.
Yeah. So I agree with that. I agree with that. Correction is correction when it's actually needed, and as long as you're in the codes. And that's pretty much what I was actually saying. Now, as far as let me see what else we was getting into when we was thinking about this whole process.
I know it was something with Nuck and I know it was something,
You talking about what the way Nuck carry it? Like she said that Nuck throw the pipe, and I was pretty much saying the alpha man and Nuck throw the pipe, but Nuck might put you more in a danger zone. But I understand why somebody would turn to Nuck the same.
I mean, at the end of the day, right? A woman is drawn to masculinity, right? So wherever they find it at, they going cling to that, even if the mind is not in connection with the masculinity, right? Because it's a lot of weak men out there, right? And not to mention excitement, right? Women are drawn to excitement. They don't want to be bored. They want to be if a dude is interested, if they're interested in that man, then they want to gravitate towards that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't want to be bored, you know what I mean? No matter whatever the situation is, if the dude is not inclining towards her in any way, that's when quote unquote debaters or whatever you want to say, he's feeling a void there. There's something that's being filled, and that woman will accept that. Even if she accept that man's almost like a wife to her and her mission to get her through on her day, as opposed to somebody that's not pouring anything in. Right. So that can get diluted in a whole lot of different ways, right? Because everybody, we got our own set agendas in there. Whatever get us through, we take medication. You know what I mean? We could be sick, we throw the medication and we get on with our day, right? So people can be medication in that sense where, okay, I'm fucked up, I'm sick, but this person make me feel better. They don't correct the situation, but it make me feel better. Whether it's their sickness that make me feel better. Okay, this person's sick enough to praise me, and whatever the case may be, and pour into me idiotically, I'm gonna take that. And that's kind of how the situation go, because we all on our day to day. Now, granted, when they meet or when he meets or she meets that person that is the cure, right? Not the medication, but the cure to that. Then it's a different situation, and we talking about something different, because shit start to line up. And then you find yourself doing things that you told the other people that you wouldn't do. Hold up, but that all the rules go out the table then, right? You set up all that shit come crumbling down
when you found the cure.
When you run into the cure, right? So I think that's a lot of part. A lot of us, we just filling voids at this point, and just to get on our day-to-day situation. And like I say, even with the Nuck situation, like I said, that's still a form of masculinity, right? But they're attached to masculinity, and they're attached to men with vision, right? So somebody that's about something, and even Nuck, if he out there selling drugs or whatever, he seems like he may be enterprising on a lower level. And some of that is exciting. Right, so they gravitate.
Because she don't like to be bored. At all. But that cure thing, I think you need to stay on that for a minute. because the fact is, it's like to be the cure.
That's when when you appeal to the nature of a thing. And like I said, that's something that even everybody might not even know their own. We talk about knowledge of self, right? Yeah. A lot of people don't have knowledge of self. So they may be a woman, but they don't understand the power of their femininity. A dude may be a man, but he don't understand how to exert his masculinity. And he may be exerting femininity, thinking it's masculinity. Like all of that gangster shit we praise, that's femininity in the form of men.
That's
right. But we paraded that as masculinity.
Yeah.
That's not. Right. But at the same time, so when you have knowledge of self, you start that starts to get out of the way. But if a person doesn't, that's the thing. When it appeals to the nature, that's when the stuff don't even make sense to them. They just start inclining to a person, submitting, if you will, to that person, doing things that they said they will never do and probably never did. But something is being filled up naturally. It's not the medication. It's not the let me just get by.
It's the cure.
It's to let me sit back and figure out what's going on. I mean, you have to learn about it. That's probably how you get knowledge yourself sometimes, by running into that. Like, damn, I got to see why
running into the cure.
Am I doing this? You start questioning your own actions.
True.
You know, so I think that kind of comes into play. And don't get me wrong, that don't mean it's always the cure too, because like I said, and the fact that you still might be running into a prototype. You know. Or something
closer to something closer to the cure. But let's touch on let's go back to Nuck Nuck for a second, because there's something you said that made sense. Like when we talking about like fake masculinity, right? Which is really femininity. Because we saw on the show they had a certain conversation when they was talking about a man actually protecting them, and a lot of people think when a man is doing all this rah, you, they don't know that that's femininity. Because when a man is going to do something to you,
when he's raised by
you're not going to hear anything. Your life is just gone. You know, it's like you're not going to hear. By the time you hear the lion actually roar, you're already gone. You'll notice that the lion is quiet.
He was a lion.
I'm the alpha lion. The lion is quiet. The lion is quiet. He saw you the whole time, though. The lion wasn't sitting around every second, rah, rah, rah. No, he saw you the whole time. He watching you, and at the perfect time, when you think he weak, he strikes. Because that alpha lion don't have to go, he don't have to make all this extra noise. Boy, you don't know who you dealing with, blah, 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 blah. Why you're talking like that? That is what people would call bitching.
For real.
Right? That doesn't come from a real alpha male. That comes from somebody trying to pump them up, that pump their self up to do something.
That's true.
That's what it comes to. A dangerous individual, all you're gonna see is a stir. A stir, because this dangerous individual know I'm about to get locked up. I might die. I'm about to stab him in his eyes. Like all this stuff, all this stuff is going through their minds, right? So they don't got time for all this extra talking, and that's where the misunderstanding of what masculinity is. My father never did all that talking. If he was going to do something, he did it. Yeah. It wasn't no, my father see two guys fussing back and forth, he'd be like, boy, look at them two. That's what he would say. Because he knew men don't do all that extra going back and forth. While they talking, they just trying to de-escalate.
Right, they don't want it to happen.
When they silent, it's terrible. You know, what comes next, it's not good. So, and let's go back into the cure or the prototype. Because of the fact is that's very important. It's like, I feel that people are in relationships, right? They could be happy. They could be happy if they wanted to, right? But nobody wants to do any work, right? They want to put this thing on remote control. And I heard Jordan Peterson say this. He said, if you put life on remote control, it will surely crash. It will surely crash. And it's because of the fact that anything you do at your job that's successful, you thought about it. You made a plan of action. Yeah. You said, okay, we made a certain amount of money this week. It's because we did this, this, and this. You don't care enough about your relationship to be like, yo, we was a little bit more happier this week. We did this and this and this. Now, I know this really make you happy. So I'm gonna see if I can do this. And he'd be like, oh, I know this really make you happy. I'm gonna see if I can do this and keep upgrading your circumstances. But no, that's too much work. You would rather be about what's going on in your relationship instead of doing the same thing you would do on a good job. When somebody says you a good manager or a good supervisor or a good director, it's because you had a plan of action. Right. And you sat and worked on it. And that plan of action don't just fall out the sky. It come because you asked the person certain questions. You cared. What makes you happy? You cared. What do you really like?
Or like you said, even at the job, you go and see what you gotta do to get that promotion, right?
Yeah.
You get your evaluation.
Right.
You go to training, right? You study, you do all kind of things to try to bring yourself up.
Even when you when you bring yourself with you got your resume and all of that, all of the things you did previous that qualify you, right? And all of that, and then just in the simple terms, everything is constantly moving in our body. If anything stops, we die.
That's right.
If anything stops, we out of here. So such is life. You can't be unproductive in any field, no matter what. But sometimes when we get to the relationship, which is really the highest, all of it, the highest, the most important decision you will make is who you will mate with and create children and duplicate yourself with. That's the most important decision you will ever make. But then we take that so lightly, right? Because it comes with a good feeling.
I heard somebody said on another show, they said, my children, see, back in the day, your husband was important. He got the meal before anybody ate, right? But now, it's like, you got your kids running the house.
That's it.
And when the kids run the house, once they turn 14, they think y'all sisters and brothers. Because you ain't have no respect for the husband, so they figure, shoot, my daddy don't even tell me that. Now you your daughter's sister, But because the lining of the control is out. See, what I think we done forgot is that these kids will get married and have their own husbands and wives. That person is with you. You better invest in that. If you're going to stay, because of the fact is, this person is the person who's going to be with you till your death. Your children will have.
But another thing, and what Monica said early, right? A lot of times, you know who you got with though.
Yeah.
You know who you chose. True. You know their shortcomings and all of that. By the time y'all got there, all the communications, but we ignored it. We ignored it, or you thought you was going to sprinkle some magic dust, give it that magic coochie or whatever, and was going to change everything up.
That's true.
And that's not how life works. It's a cause and effect, and we kind of, all of that stuff kind of get pushed out the way, and then we realize after 20 years we fall out of amnesia. And kind of break up with a person for the same stuff that you ain't like on day one.
Yeah.
But doesn't that go back to knowledge of self and just being honest? Because I think a lot of times we're not going in completely honest with ourselves.
We're not.
So we settle for this because we're lonely or for whatever reason. They have some good qualities that I might can tweak, but you can't, because that might not even be what you need.
Yeah.
Right. But you're just entering into it because it's comfortable.
That's why I can't say how women should carry it, but for men, right? You have to be on your purpose and build a kingdom. And if those women that you want, they want to be a part of that kingdom, they will go towards that light. And if they don't, they'll exit out of that. But it'll end up the way it's supposed to be. Because other than that, it just don't make sense, right? It was intended for you to actually shine your light bright and for her to be loving you, right? When it's the other way around.
You know what that remind me of? It remind me of like a certain, like in the wild, right? When the guy have his little feathers out and be, like he kind of be parading in front of the woman. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like he just, you know, it's kind of the same way when you talking about you building your kingdom up, right? You automatically you kind of parade. Hey, this is what I can offer. Yeah. This is a product of my mind and what my hands can do. You know, and it's the same thing like that. So in that choosing process, when the dudes is all dancing and the female is looking, like they're showing pretty much, hey, this is what I can produce.
Yeah.
To a degree.
And the lion does the same thing.
The same way. You know?
Yeah, the lion does the same thing. So the lion takes on a certain amount of mass. So that when the lioness look at the lion, they say, well, he can take care of me and that one. I don't want that lion right there. There's all these other lions. And all these 4 lioness pick the same lion. And there's other lions around. They don't be like, well, you know what? I'm going to get with that skinny one over there. I'm gonna get with him. No, he gonna be left without a mate. Because just like 80% of women only mess with 20% of men, it's the same in the lion kingdom. They only want this same dude. The dude that got the mask, meaning that I can protect him. The dude that got the vision to take care of the situation. So the best advice I could give to men is seek knowledge yourself, build a kingdom for something for your light to shine to. And the woman that's meant for you will come to you because your light will shine so bright. They like the way you rule, you know, and they don't mind helping build a kingdom, but a woman can't help you build nothing. You gotta be trying to do something. She can't become under a mission. She can't be submitted to nothing. You know what I'm saying? It has to be something that she say, hey, I can make this better. I can organize this. I can work with this. Hey girl, I can help you. You know, I can help you. I can get this a little bit faster. Hey girl, I can help you. You know, and before you know it, you got allegiance, you got power, you got structure, you got culture. But in order for us to have this, the men first gotta develop a kingdom. They have to have a focus. They have to say, I want to do something, you know. And then if you want to do something, trust me, women outnumber us like crazy. It'll be women that actually look and say, hey, I want to be a part of this movement. And that's what it's about. So, it's a beautiful conversation. We're gonna get into like the cure. You know, we're gonna start looking at the cure, what's best for us, and how we can be better mates for each other, and how we can actually build a kingdom. Until next time, we out.
Peace.
Bye.
You're watching the Coyote Man Show Relationships. Dog plus my head where it's better to be loved than to get your head busted.